start playing my echo. So I'm gonna, once it starts playing, I will mute the YouTube. But it's really scary. So what it does, and you'll see, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, because I've got the thumbnails open on my screen, I would have to get rid of the thumbnails because it's playing, obviously, because we're on a shared screen. You're seeing, it's really freaky. You see like echoes of everything. But so it will show everything that's on my screen. So I think, again, as the live person, probably I would need to, in fact, I'm going to go back to Zoom now and just hide my, I have to stop sharing a minute. I'm just going to hide my icons. How do I hide my icons?
What do you mean hide? What do you mean by hide your icons?
So because I could do it on the other thing. So because I'm hosting,
Oh, hang on.
because I'm on gallery view. So now I've got, and I think hopefully you can see at the top, it's saying live on YouTube. So obviously you know it's live. But when I'm on active speaker view, I can hide the thumbnails of the other people. I don't know how to do.
Oh, the thumbnails at the top.
Yeah. Can hide stuff there. I don't know how to do it.
You should not click on participants. Not one of those ones in that. Normally has the squares at the top, doesn't it? And the one's just a line, and that hides everybody. So you got one which has got two one which is just a line, one which is two boxes, and one with lots of little boxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change it to. Yeah, so for some reason it automatically puts you at the top, which I don't want. How can I get rid of that? Do you guys want to have a go? If you put it on active speaker view, see if
Yeah, so I have, unlike you, I've got our three faces at the top, and I've got your face in the main screen.
It's got gallery view
And
at the top. And
if you enter. If you enter full screen, does that change it? But equally, it's not picking me up as active speaker now, is it?
Well, all I'm getting is you as the active speaker. It's not picking me up.
See, that's confusing because all I could see was you. So it doesn't change it if you're speaking.
Well, Teresa just came up then and she wasn't speaking.
For your own screen, it doesn't take it from.
No, it doesn't. I can't see it. But you can click on gallery view, and it puts you, and it puts everybody up there again.
Yeah. But yeah, speaker view, Teresa, and then if you click on enter full screen, but I still get three faces on the right hand side.
Right, okay, I wonder if I go on speaker view and then go enter full screen. Ah, that's it. So that's what I need to do. Excuse me while I just edit myself. So yeah, so you need to be in speaker and full screen before you hit on it. So I'm gonna have to just add that in. Sorry, this is why I need supervision to do these sorts of things.
So when you're in that active speaker view, then do you lose the option to do your participants list?
Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to have so as Clark, I wouldn't, if you're live streaming, you need this as the full screen.
Right. So then you really would have to have two of us, wouldn't you?
Yes, as Clark, you need to.
Because as Clark, you'll have no idea what's going on.
No.
With anybody else.
And this is part of my problem. So need to be in active speaker view a full screen, as this is how it will show in you. See, this is why I needed you guys.
So do you, because I've still got like our 3 faces on the right hand side, do you then need to minimize those 3 faces?
Yeah, so to be fair, I've already done that. So I did that previously when I was in the other screen. So yeah, so I need to put that, make sure. Nice. So yeah, so obviously we're recording live, and it's going to go. So obviously you've got your name. So you know, from a customer point of view, it's really friendly, and it actually comes up on my screen saying talking governance support.
Yeah.
Because I didn't bother to rename myself, and when you speak, it says talking Lisa or whatever. So you know that side of it is really good. But what I'm just going to have to share my screen again. Hopefully it's going to take me to the right page. So the problem is then, so we've faffed about a little bit with this. The problem is then you have to immediately do the next things. So yeah, so you've got to click on the big T. So I'm clicking on the big T here. Can you see that? And then you're going to select YouTube Studio. Sorry, I'm just trying to follow this on my instructions. So you then click on, I couldn't work out how to crop and do that bit. So you're going to click on this play button at the side here. Which is then you can edit your bits that you're doing. So we need to select live because obviously this is what we're live streaming now, and you can see a really weird picture of Lisa of the live. That's fine. So find the meeting and put a tick in the box. And what it should do then, if I can make the page scroll up, I hate it when it does this.
You need to click on the bar on the right hand side.
Yeah, it should open up in a bigger screen.
No, it doesn't seem to be doing.
No, hang on, let me go to my next instruction. Right, okay, so clicking on the pencil, that's fine.
So
that's when you can see.
So that little picture of me then, is that because I was speaking at the time that you pressed live?
Yeah, and so basically and that's what I said about this is where you've got to trust what's going on while you're pissing around with these settings, which is my most nervous bit. I mean, to be fair, my perfect scenario would be actually that you have somebody who actually knows what they're doing, who just comes along, press Zoom, get this started, and then subs off, and we just press stop at the end. So I've already pre-programmed in some of the stuff. So we've said that we want the format of the meetings in the Zoom account because it picks it up because we've linked it by going through this way. So obviously I named this meeting Zoom testing and today's date. And then you can...
so when did you name it?
So when I made this meeting in Zoom, so it pulls in the title and the description. So hopefully, I can't remember though, I think I might not have put a description in because that was one of the things I was going to test. So it will take the format of the meeting, how you set it up in your Zoom account.
So for licensing, then when I come to create a Zoom meeting for licensing, I'd have to call it Licensing Subcommittee 8th of October 2020.
Yeah.
Right. So you're putting the date in the title.
Yeah, so you put the date in the title just because it just makes it easier. And then as I say, what we've agreed here, and again, this is where you'd potentially need something you can just copy and paste into this bit, is that to make it user friendly both ways. So the intention is once after the meeting, we would you can copy the URL into Issue Manager like Adrian's been doing off of the V drive, so that in Issue Manager, if you wanted to watch the YouTube thing after the meeting, you could click on the link and it would be there. But also, if you want to see the papers for the meeting, what was suggested is that in the description, again, this is what you'd pre-populate in Zoom when you set up the meeting, you would copy the full URL off of the website, which gives you the page for that particular meeting. So
The agenda page, but
yeah. And then
but you're creating the Zoom meeting before you publish the agenda, aren't you? Because you need the Zoom details to go on your front of your agenda. So you're then going back into Zoom to edit it.
Yeah.
Right.
I know it's faffy, and this is again why, you know, I wanted us to have a play and have these teething questions to then set up another session with June so that she can actually realise how much is involved. Because I say, when I did this with Nikki, I nearly had a heart attack, because, you know, you speak to Nikki and it's like bish bash bosh, you know, 2 minutes to do this and then you can rejoin and go back to the meeting. You know, obviously.
So you're doing this description and everything whilst the meeting's going on?
Yeah, and that's my issue is.
So whilst I'm reading out my remote standing orders, I'm currently adding in that description.
And that's the difficulty that you've got, and that's why, you know, you can't have the host do it because the host needs to do that. So it's whether you'd have to get the host to do, and you know, and this is exactly why we need to have this discussion, Lisa, because it is the practicality of, you know, I don't think it's reasonable to have a third person at the meeting. However, you know, I personally felt as clerk, it's too much pressure and it's not practical for the host to do it.
Well, is it though? Because I think June's view is that we won't. I think June's view is that by live streaming on YouTube, the public then won't be in the Zoom room other than your registered speakers. Which
is fine, but it's still, you've still got the host to be muting and unmuting people.
True, yeah.
And you can't do that because you've got to be on that screen that I was on. And anything that's on your screen is what shows on the live Zoom. You know, if I go back to my screen now, so I'm just going to go, let me finish this and I'll go back and show you. So you can see here, it's got a video link. So this is the hyperlink that can be copied into Issue Manager afterwards. So
that hyper video link for the YouTube, because obviously if she doesn't want people coming to Zoom, for your public, you've got to put something on the front of your agenda, haven't you? So
so what we would do for that, it's not quite so bad as you think. So what will happen is so we will be adding it to playlists. So one of the instructions a little bit further on, because you've kind of jumped ahead slightly. So let me just talk you through this screen as we go. So the description would be you know, licensing committee or whatever, and again we can have some pre-wording done that you can just copy and paste in there with the hyperlink to the papers. On the agenda, going back to the live streaming, what you would say is that this meeting will be live streamed on YouTube and will be available on the council account under, and we've got a lot of, what did I say it was called? A playlist called council meetings.
Right, okay.
So they would know then that they could go to YouTube and council meetings. And to be fair, that probably has got a URL that we can just hard code into our agendas. But to be fair, I'm not there yet to know this is going to work. Then to make it pretty, we've got upload thumbnail. So this was actually one I did yesterday. Here's one I made earlier. Test meeting. So that was the instruction bits at 1 to 4 that I said ignore. Right. So basically Beth has set up something in some different software, which isn't that bad to use, but if we're going to do it, we'll make all of these first. So we'll just save it in the meeting folder so you can just add it from there. It just means that when you go to YouTube, and I don't really do YouTube, but when you go to YouTube, it just means it has a nice little pretty picture with the name of what it is.
Yeah.
If you do see YouTube. So yeah, so playlist, we would add it to, there's probably that on there if I scroll across. Oh, I don't like it. I have to just zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, so playlist council meetings. So we would add it to that playlist, which is fine. And then audience yesterday. Yes, it's not letting me tick this. It's supposed to let you tick yes or no, but for some reason it isn't. I think it defaults to no, or it can be adapted afterwards, because obviously because you're live streaming, I think they said that's a setting that can be done afterwards. Oh God, my phone's going. Sorry, my phone's going. Can I just see who that is? Might be the hospital.
What's your thoughts, Adrian?
Seems a bit complicated. I don't understand why we can't do this lot before the meeting starts and then just click on start recording or start live streaming.
Yeah, I don't know.
Perhaps it's just the way it's set up. You can't do that. No, don't change sometime in the future, but it's
bamboozled by it, to be honest.
Sorry?
I'm a bit bamboozled by it.
Yeah, it was a bit.
You know, I was too, Lisa. But you know, the problem is June said, oh, do you want to own kind of getting this sorted, or do you want to just pass to Lisa? And it's like, well, because I've been through this with Nikki, I didn't think it was fair to just say, there you go, Lisa.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm very skeptical too. So we've done what we need to do in this page, so we just need to save. So, you know, in a live world, it wouldn't have taken us that long, but you are talking.
So none of that can be done before you press record then?
No, because unfortunately, until you hit into seeing the little picture of you that we saw when we went into this account, until you see that, the URL doesn't get created. So the process of you hitting that and obviously starting, excuse me, that doesn't, no, so you can't, until you hit live stream, you can't do anything.
Right.
Which is really annoying.
Yeah.
But so once you've done that, so I mean, you know, if you knew what you were doing and you were a bit quicker than obviously I've been, and I say going back to if you could have pre-populated the stuff from if you could have pre-populated it from the Zoom, so you've already got the information in the descriptions right and the title, in effect all you're doing is adding it to council meetings and adding a thumbnail. But like you say, it's that, you know, I think you would have to have more time for the chairman to do a welcome introduction before you then did because actually, I mean, Harbour's didn't go about the other day, but Nicole did Harbour's. I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to come off this now because you've seen everything you need to see on there. And then if you wanted to log out, you would just click on your account and sign out, which is at the end, but obviously we won't do that for a minute.
So do you stop recording and then sign out?
Yeah, so basically you finish doing, I'm just going to stick us back on gallery view because I'd like to see you. So you basically would finish the meeting and then you either up at the top click on the live tube or go back to the three little dots and click on stop live stream.
Right.
So once you stop live stream, it will then do, but a lot quicker, a final kind of poshing and finishing off as a file. So what I can do is if I stop the live stream now, because